Welcome back to the James Rambling Reviews. Today I'm going to stop by and review I might pronounce this wrong, Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio. In one of my, just for context, in one of my reviews I mentioned how this guy Guillermo del Toro was actually a part of the Hobbit movies, and he had this cut where it was two movies instead of three, and that's kind of tying in there. But I'm just gonna come straight off with this idea that I've never really dived into his work before, and this was an interesting one, and it's just an interesting jump, especially from the 3D from Avatar to the stop motion animation. And it is basically a take on Pinocchio that you've seen. There's some ideas you've seen before, and other ideas are kind of different because it's more depressing, and so it's kind of like a story about how Geppetto, the father, loses his boy, Carlo, and stuff like that. And there's the war in Italy and all that stuff, and he buries him and stuff like that. And then he has to he has to find a new child and all that because he misses his child and all that. So he does that, and who is it? Who actually is his new child is Pinocchio, and there's this like angel lady that makes him become who he wants to be, and it's voiced by the same person who played Galadriel in Lord of the Rings, Kate Blanchett, and you have that, and then the whole movie is just the about him trying to Geppetto trying to understand why he's not a real boy, and he tries to love him and all that stuff. And it's definitely better than, I never even seen it, but I never wanted to waste my time on it. It's better than that Disney live action of Pinocchio where they milked the hell out of the character, and they made an animated movie into a live action. The trailer was you just go from that, and then you go to Guillermo del Toro and all that stuff. But that aside, there's definitely some good voice acting as well. There's Ewan McGregor who plays the cricket. You get all that stuff, but then there's this weird character who sees Pinocchio as a star. He sees him as this like star who's just gonna sing and perform in front of people all the time. But Geppetto doesn't like this, and he tries to keep him away from him. And Pinocchio's trying to sign all these contracts. Like there's that one point in the movie where it's like you'll be late to school or whatever. You'll be late. Don't go to school. Listen to your dad. That kind of thing. But no, he wants to become a performer. And then he also and the weirdest thing is this guy that wants him to be a star. Pinocchio wants to be the star. They end up having Pinocchio trying to draft him into the military and fight for all of that and perform for Mussolini, all this stuff. So it was an interesting little spin on the Pinocchio franchise or whatever you call it. I don't know if it's a franchise, but it was an interesting spin on the franchise itself. I do like the animation and stuff like that. There's other things about it that there's definitely emotional things to it because Geppetto realizes, oh, this is my boy, all that stuff, and it's kind of there's not a lot. There's actually not quite a lot. There's not a lot to say about the movie, but I have mentioned that Pinocchio's been this thing that I've enjoyed before, and it is a thing I really enjoy, and I'm glad that this is a take on Pinocchio that actually kind of does it right and in its own little different sort of way, and it is a good movie. It's a bit different. Like the last time I watched a Netflix film, it was different. Like Netflix is kind of open to this idea they'll make put any kind of movie on their platform, and that kind of shows it there. So I don't really know where else to take this review, but I will go on ahead and actually recommend this because it is a different take on Pinocchio, and you see all the stuff. I just forgot to mention that it's actually got some musical parts in it as well. Like there's some singing in here, and yeah, like I think the way, if this, like, just hypothetically, if this wasn't an animated film, it wouldn't make any sense. So, but yeah, that is like I just can't. I don't really know what else to say other than that because it's not a movie there's not so much to say about a film like this. It's just one simple concept. So if this review is a bit shorter, probably a reason for that. So I think that is where I will leave the review. Right, stay tuned for the next James Ramblin' Show episode about Christmas. I've already done a few reviews now. I did Avatar, I did the top best and worst of 2022. I did a few shorts as well of clips showcasing why I put these on my list as well, and all of that stuff. Don't usually put out YouTube shorts, but yeah, hope you enjoyed the review, and we'll see you for the Home Alone review, where I will talk about that, and then we'll get that out of the way. So yeah, I hope you understand why I'm sort of making a few more rambling reviews than usual. So yeah, see ya, see ya, see ya, bye 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 bye.